Hello, everybody. Welcome to David's Kitchen. I'm David, and today we're going to be making a kind of an amazing recovery from last week's Thanksgiving dinner. I've got some amazing capsicum peppers here in the winter. This is a Medusa capsicum plant. Anyway, we're going to be making a chili today out of chorizo, and we're also going to be making a chili out of, combined with natural uncured Polska kielbasa. Now I got this slab of about 0.8 pounds of chorizo for about $1. I'll show you how I did it. I got a $2 off packet on a $3.31, so it's about $1.31 for that. And I bought these for $1 each. Hillshire Farms, uncured, no artificial ingredients, no nitrates, and no MSG. But it has pork, chicken, and whatever. So we're going to be using those two meat products in the dish. Additionally, we're going to have about three carrots, 3 medium-sized carrots, or 2.5 big carrots like this. We're going to do an onion in the chili and an onion over in the rice. We've got a green pepper for the chili, and I've got another green pepper over here for the rice. I paid $1 each for these green peppers, which was on sale today. We've got all the other ingredients are pretty much canned goods you can get for $1, like this can of black beans. I've got 2 cans of black beans going in the chili. You can buy Hunt's tomato sauce for $1 at the dollar store. But I'm still using my Eden Organic crushed tomatoes I bought for $1, which is an amazing product. Like the best stuff on the market. Hardly any salt in this, so we're going to augment with more salt from other ingredients. Right now, the dollar store has these cans on organic tomatoes from Hunt's for 50 cents each. So I bought quite a few cans of those. You can also use tomato sauce. At Walmart, I get this tomato sauce non-salted. You can see that for 33 cents a piece. I've got some old sauce if I want to add some Del Monte tomato sauce to it. But again, you can get the Hunt's tomato sauce cans and just work with those if you want. Those are $1 each at the dollar store. All right, we're going to be using organic rice today, non-GMO. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to combine white and brown rice together. I think the best thing to do is combine them because they add a lot of fiber. All right. So to start this meal out, I'm going to cut up 1 onion. This is the onion over here. Okay. Take the bottoms off. Get you a better look. We've got a wide angle lens to see more of the action here for you. So pull the outside husk off of that onion, the shell. And you want to get down to the tender part. If you don't want people to be eating leather in their meal, sometimes you have to take a little bit of the good skin off. You know, you think it's not, edible, and it's definitely not edible if you think that. All right. Throw that in the sink for now. Okay, I hope everyone's doing well. We're recovering from our Thanksgiving dinner, which is playing right now on the YouNow network, just while I'm doing this. Skin off. Yeah, the skin off. You want to take the skin off of the onion. Let's get that onion going right away at the bottom of the ricer. Now, I don't know if you can see this from this distance, but I've got a ricer over here. You can see it right over here. Actually, you can't see much at all. What I'm doing is taking the inside of the ricer, and I'm going to spray it with a little olive oil. It's on warm right now, but I'm going to turn this on, and I'm going to make a full, complete meal in 1 hour. So Actually, I've got 50 minutes. So spray the bottom with a little olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, all the way around the side so the rice doesn't stick too much. Okay. Throw 1/2 of an onion in the bottom of the ricer. Okay. I'm going to take a peeler and peel part of this carrot. Now, the reason why I put carrots at the bottom of these things is they tend to take a long time to cook, and they actually act as a barrier to the rice itself so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the ricer. A lot of food prep today, so if you see me throwing anything in the sink, it's just because I'm going to put it in the compost heap later. Okay, I'm going to cut these in nice 1/4-inch segments and just do a nice fine dice, about 1/8, 1/4-inch, in that neighborhood. 1/2 of a carrot or 1 whole carrot, 1 medium-sized carrot, basically. More carrots are going in the chili, actually. But I'm going to put that in the bottom of the ricer. Okay. Then I'm going to take a little bit of Italian seasoning, which I've got here. There I am. No salmonella in this dish. I'm sorry. It's not one of the ingredients. No carrot dye either. I don't use the stuff that Trump puts on its face in my cooking. That's beta-carotene. Yeah, I don't use that. You're in a bad mood? Okay, I'll try to bring you some happiness there, lot lizard. Some of those truckers are giving you some problems out there. Now, that's not what I see. It's good I check because that's cayenne pepper. Speaking of herbs, we'll get to that right now. I'm using some chili powder in this dish, some cumin, roasted cumin. Got some special Cajun seasoning I picked up for 75 cents. So I'm going to use some of that Cajun seasoning. A little bit of cayenne. Not too much cayenne. Be careful with cayenne. Now, you can replace seasonings with hot sauce. So if you have hot sauce, go for it. But again, this chorizo looks like it's got some seasoning in it, so we're just going to cook that down. But anyway, getting back to the ricer, that has to go fairly fast. I'm going to take a stalk of celery, which is going to be part of the dish. And I'm going to go ahead and chop off the tops, leaving the good stuff for later. For right now, I'm going to cut it and dice the celery in the same size fashion I diced the onion. So about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch, nice and tight. And throw that one celery into the base of your ricer. Now, because I made a turkey recently, I have all the droppings from the turkey in this container here. You notice how it's got some oil on the top, separated? Well, I don't want to use the oil, so I'm going to put the oil, I'm going to take that off because I really don't need that extra fat in my rice dish, so I'm just going to take that off the top and put it in with this tin foil and throw it out. Tender fat out of the droppings of a turkey. Now, I always use everything when I make the turkey, so I'm not going to waste the tasty droppings, and that's why I'm making a rice dish, actually. But you can actually use cream of mushroom soup or anything. Or you could add you know what really does work is this. If you have no droppings or anything, this is a really reasonable thing to buy, tomato soup. And it does add if you use half a can, it'll add a really nice taste to your rice dish, along with some hot sauce. The renderings from the meal. Okay, let's get to the rice. I'm going to put the white rice in the strainer. This is non-GMO organic rice, so turns out I have just enough for half of this container, which means I put the brown rice on top of that. And it's being kind of a nasty bag here. It's not really giving me the full measure. Yeah, it's got a catch point in it. So I'm going to cut the top off and just have it slide right out into the thing. It was kind of holding the rest of it in. Every last kernel was handcrafted by some poor guy in a rice field. Let's not forget that. Okay, more GMO-free brown rice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is top this off with brown rice at the top, all the way to the brim. See that? Okay, this is a strainer that I use for all my rice cooks. You can ban anybody who says anything against Scissor Fight here. Just because you guys are jealous, you didn't contribute to America's Third Party, so you didn't really get in on the mod action. All right, so I'm going to take this and rinse it off. Now, I've done this before on our show. I haven't used the ricer in a while, but I'm going to rinse it with filtered water. And what I'm trying to do is get all of the every last bit of residue that came out of the ground, because it turns out that rice is one of those things that they have to cook at rice paddies, or they have to grow it in rice paddies. So it picks up ground minerals, and one of the minerals is arsenic. So you really want to rinse the rice out really well. Yeah, no matter what kind of rice you have, whether it's GMO or not. All right. So we're rinsing that out really well with this filtered water. And I'm going to put it right there on top of the ingredients that I just put in the ricer. There we go. And you notice how the white rice is on top and the brown rice is on the bottom. Well, that's because white rice takes a lot less time to cook than brown rice. Then I take my renderings and I put it right on top of that. Now it's going to be gelatinous. See that? It has nothing to do with anything. Don't worry about it. I'm going to take some Italian seasoning. There it is. Yeah, we had quite a 3-hour cooking event with Thanksgiving the other day. Okay, I'll help you out there, man. You don't feel bad about banning anybody who criticizes you. Yeah, especially 677. You really are a mess there, buddy. We knocked you out a couple times. All right, here's some Italian seasoning. I'm going to sprinkle it on top of the rice dish. Maybe a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Okay, we'll use that later in the chili too. All right, I'm going to add water. And the thing about adding water, you want to add as much water as will fill this up around the sides, but not go over the top. Now, these ricers are available. If you can't find them at a store, I'm putting filtered water in on top of this and breaking up the gelatinous material. If you can't find one of these ricers, they have a little inner line, and you don't want to get to above that inner line. That's the point at which you don't want it to overflow. So that's how much water. It's like a 2-to-1 ratio. Okay, I'm just going to go throw that in the ricer right now. Put the top on it. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. So by the end of our show, this will be done. Okay. Phase 1 is done. Okay. Now, if you don't have a lot of rice, then you have to spread it out. One of the things you can do is add green peas to your rice dish, or you can add cabbage to the rice dish before you even start cooking it. Like if I didn't have any room in there, or I had extra room rather to spare, I'd put some cabbage in there. It cooks very well with rice, but you got to chop it up fine. Sarah doesn't mind the rice. Yeah. You know, the thing is, when you make chili and rice, You then add an amazing combo. You get some corn tortillas, and you've got food for the next week. For real. You just pull a little bit of rice out of the rice and pull a little bit of the chili out and put it in a nice corn tortilla. Throw it in the microwave with some cheese on top, and you've got a meal. Literally. Thank you. I don't have a wig. Thank you. All right. At least I'm not wearing my wig. Yeah, I'm wearing hair. It's called my hair. Thanks. Okay, so now we're going to start the... Oh. I just saved you a green pepper. Isn't that nice of me? Okay, so you can extract this green pepper. I'm going to save it for another meal. Yeah, I kind of thought I was overdoing the green pepper anyway. I didn't think it was good in the rice. Just basically onions, carrots, and celery. We'll put this back in a bag and have another meal out of it. See how I'm conserving right now? Great. Okay, let's start peeling some carrots. Okay, how fast do you think I can peel these carrots? Would you say 30 seconds? Can I do it in 30 seconds? You ready? Okay, starting now. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, 1012, 1013, 1014, 1015, 1016, 1017, 1018, 1019, 1020, 1021, 1022, 1023, 1024, 1025, 1026, 1027. 27 seconds. Thank you. Okay. That's the speed portion of the show. Get rid of those nasty back ends and front ends. They don't need those. Those go in the compost heap. All right, I'm going to cut that in half and bisect everything as well. Always keeping your fingers away from the knife. Don't ever get that finger under the knife. And always be aware of where the knife blade is. It's extremely, very sharp knife, so you don't want to... Okay, I'm going to take those halves and half them again. So, right like that. There. 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 All right. Okay, I'm going to go down and make these about 1/8 to 1/4 inch in size, pretty similar to what I just did with the ricer. This is going in the chili. Now, today I picked up two really nice jalapeno peppers. And jalapenos are the basis of the heat in this dish. You can get any peppers, serrano, poblano. Don't get habanero because they're really too hot. And as you can see, I got a green pepper, so I'm going to wash that off. It's from Mexico. Gracias, Mexico. Muy bonito. Le gusta green pepper. So, no, the meat's good meat, and I've even had Sarah prove the meat. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to lift this lid over here, turn the burner on level 3. Whoops, wrong burner. Turn the back burner on level 3. Get some olive oil in there. I'm going to do more of the pump action here. All right. And it'll squirt right in there and just go all around a circle. Probably about 2 teaspoons of olive oil, maybe 3. Depends on how much you're really cooking. But the chorizo has some oil in it, so I'm going to put oil on with that. I'm going to get that half onion from the other dish, which I didn't really use in the other rice. I was just going to start it out with this onion. This thing is going to take 1.5 onions. Chili. I'm going to throw those in right now, same kind of a dice, in on the oil. I'm going to throw the carrots down because they're going to take the longest. Okay, just getting warm. Save on the green pepper. I'm going to start the jalapenos. We'll rinse those off. Cut the tops off like that, real fine, real close to the edge. You don't have to give up any of your pepper. And then bisect the jalapenos very closely. Let's get a closer look at that. I don't know about this wide-angle lens. It's pretty It really shows a lot, but it tends to be a little bit low. There we go. Okay, then I'm going to just shave along the outside, not getting the seeds. I'm rotating, and I don't want to get those seeds. So avoid the seeds. Pull the entire center husk out and throw it in the compost heap or plant it. One or the other. Rotating, rotating. Now, if you really want to make a super spicy dish, then you would take and hull that whole interior and use that as well. But believe me, it's not worth it. It's just too hot for the dish. No. Now, taking this this remainder here, which is almost seed-free, and dice that about a quarter to an eighth of an inch as well. I'm going to go right down the sides, dicing as I go. There we go. Minimal amount of seeds. You don't want to get seeds in there if you can avoid it. And whatever you do, do not touch your eyes with your hands at this point in the cooking phase. Unless, of course, you're wearing rubber gloves. Pull the rubber gloves off. But anyway, we're going to take that entire batch of jalapenos, 2 nice jalapenos, and put it right down on top of the carrots and the onions. Press it into the pan. Okay, you can turn your flame up to level 6. Take the entire kielbasa, or excuse me, the entire chorizo, and just set it right in there, right on top of that. Cover it up. I'm going to get some fresh garlic in this dish, too. All right. You don't like the meat? The meat did not move. It was perfectly fine. There was a slight amount of defrostation going on from earlier defrost, so nothing to worry about. Now, well, admittedly, the chorizo is definitely older meat. It's been, when they sell it for $2 off, it's probably been sitting around for a while. I am going to eat this, yes. It is orange. What the hell? It is orange. It is red. What's wrong with you? Okay, level 6 on the heater is necessary. What, do you want like a color spectrum analysis done on the chorizo? The more orange it is, the more red dye they put in. Okay, well, if you don't like that meat, just get this meat. Right here. These are pretty well made. I mean, Hillshire Farms makes an excellent, natural, uncured polka kielbasa. Polska. Yeah, the Polska's kielbasa, yeah. Well, I'm trying to help you guys get some taste in your chili. Because if you don't actually put some quality meat, and now you go with beef. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to cut some corners here, okay? But if you put some quality beef in there, it's going to bring out the taste, the flavor. If you don't have any meat in your dish, it'll be like me when I actually submitted an organic chili to a cook-off contest one time. Had absolutely no meat in it. All organic food. Organic tomatoes, organic peppers, organic everything. Organic beans, etc. It was horrible. Nobody ate it. Nobody ate the chili. Okay, one other thing. As you can see, I'm making a very affordable meals for less. Okay, I'm going to pull this package off here. As you can see, it's sealed. Smells good. Wasn't sitting out too long. I mean, I bought it at a discount, but it's good meat. Okay, let's pull that sausage out of there. There we go. I'm going to rinse that off. And put it on a plate. Do not put it near the breadboard. All right. Rinsing my hands as it goes. And I have a little handy dandy paper towel here I just picked up that's very nice and clean. Are you ready to cut the sausage? All right, let's do it. I'm going to bisect it in half like this, right down the middle. This is really very interesting. It's hardly any seasoning spices. They don't put nitrates in this or MSG. You can see how nice and pink the interior is. You can see that? No, you can't really. You don't even know the color or anything. Okay. I'm going to slice this in the pan nice and tight now, in little chunks. Slicing the kielbasa. Now, this is a combo of chicken and pork. I'm not sure. There's some fat in it, so nothing to worry about. But like I said, if you don't want meat, you can try something alternative, but I don't recommend soy because, frankly, soy is getting a bad rap. People are concerned about genetically modified soy now. They're thinking, wow, we're all getting genetically modified slowly. So I'm not recommending meatless products at this point in my life. I was a vegetarian for 5 years, and I can assure you, I actually had problems with building muscle tissue. I was working out at the time, and I couldn't get my bulk that I needed when I was lifting. So I kind of went back into easing into fish and chicken and beef, and now I feel like I'm getting the amino acids I need. I work out. No, not that kind of getting up. I'm talking about working out. Lifting weights and things. I met a guy who had the largest biceps in the entire world. I think it were 26-inch biceps. And he literally lived off of milk and eggs. It was the weirdest thing. There's apparently a lot of protein in milk and eggs. Yeah. His biceps were like this big. This is unbelievable. This black guy. I don't think he's alive today, but if he is, congratulations. All right, well, I'm glad everything's cooking. I've got the rice cooking, I'm relaxing, and there's no way I'm going to finish this meal if I just sit and talk to you. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this on top of the chorizo as an alternative meat form. Okay. Right in there, keep the cover on. I'm going to take the top off of this pepper. Hold that thought. Okay. That's somebody else. We're going to slice this pepper down the sides, kind of like we did with the jalapeno. And we're going to set of course, the seeds in the compost heap. Hey, you can grow gardens right out of these things. You don't have to buy seeds. You can just get your seeds right out of your peppers. There's no need to actually invest in anything if you want to regenerate your meals on a daily basis. Okay, this is going to be the top of the dish. And I think I'm going to need one more onion in this meal. So I think instead of putting this on the top, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my massive, big, beige dish. There it is. You know the one. I'm going to put that at a level 3 on the front burner. And I'm going to cook up the onion and the green pepper in that. Isn't that great? I don't know. She might be a Del Taco. It's true. She likes Del Taco. Sarah likes Del Taco. She likes the green burritos they make there. Okay, coffee time. I just made a new batch of coffee. I'm going to top it off with my thermos coffee maker here, which I got for $19 on sale. All right. You can live in a pretty okay place, and you can dress up your kitchen and make it feel like you're, living in a nicer place just by surrounding yourself with nice appliances like $19, thermos coffee makers. My $10 Black & Decker, that was last year's Black Friday sale. The $10 Black & Decker 500-watt blender. Anyway, let's take a look here at this next step. I'm going to add oil directly to the bottom of this thing. All right, that's cooking hard back there in the backside. This is level 6 in the back, level 3 in the front. I'm going to put at least 3 teaspoons of olive oil on the bottom of that brown glass Visionware. It's called Visionware. It was developed by Corningware. They put this together. Okay, I'm going to cut another onion up. And I'm going to start prepping the other onion at the bottom of the big container. Yeah. Took on a lot today, I'll tell you. Making a meal this big is no easy task. But it's rewarding because you get to literally sit it in the refrigerator and go back to it whenever you're hungry with a corn tortilla. It's the ultimate dinner because it keeps giving. I mean, you could get more than 10 meals out of this meal. You can get 20 meals out of this meal if you do it right. Starting to get that finger thing. Hello. Hello. Anybody in there? There it is. Okay. It saves a lot of time. I'm going to go with the crushed garlic. I'm going to throw a little crushed garlic at the bottom of this this Visionware back here. So this thing I'm going to put about a full heaping tablespoon of crushed garlic. Then I'm going to take and put another diced onion on top of that. A lot of onions in this meal. Okay. Then I'm going to take the level up to 6 on the front burner. So we're at 6 on both burners right now. Chopping up the regular green pepper. You can use red pepper, you can use yellow pepper, whatever color pepper you want. This is a mild stage of pepper here. Okay. Then I'm going to do a dice on that as well. Always being aware of the tip of the knife. Always be concerned. Don't ever get your fingers near that knife. Don't look away when you're cutting. Always look at what you're cutting. Otherwise, you'll cut your finger off. You don't want that. I was watching Bobby Flay in one show, and he actually sliced his finger, and I was like, dude, do you really cook? Seriously? I mean, how much experience do you really have cooking, Bobby? Bobby Flay. So, I'm too lazy to chop garlic, yeah. In fact, we're short on time. I only have 20 minutes left. David Chorizoheim wins for the best name of the evening. Thank you. It's going pretty well. Thank you. We're moving forward on our dinner extraordinaire. Okay, we're going to do a little workout while we exercise. We're going to actually jog in place. Not really. Yes, I need a glass of Petite Shiraz. Petite Syrah. Wow, things are really happening. I better get in there with a spatula and start moving things around. Start moving everything around. Oh yeah, let's push all that chorizo down now. Without pressing too hard, just press it slightly into the bottom of the pan. Don't mix it up. We are cooking the heck out of it. Oh, beautiful. Now, you don't want to add any other vegetables yet, because if you do, it'll prevent those carrots from cooking properly. We're still glazing the carrots. Thank you. Well, thanks for saying it's the best show on Vaughn. I appreciate it. Everything's cooking great right now. I'm going to take a platter and cover that up. Keep the heat in back there. Yeah, start glazing everything. Kind of push it in and move it around. Okay, now comes the most important part, opening the cans. So, like I said, I got this for 50 cents. Hunt's Organic Tomato Sauce is available now at the dollar store. I was quite surprised. I couldn't believe that they were selling it for 50 cents. All right. You don't want to get near the edge of cans. Don't leave them on the counter. Always make sure they're a safe place, usually in the bottom of your recycle bin. I'm going to crack that no salt tomato sauce from Walmart, 33-cent can. Beautiful. I'm going to take those 2 cans of beans, and I'm going to tell you, some people use kidney beans for their chili. Don't do that. Yeah. Use black beans. Yeah. I mean, once you go black, you'll never, anyway. The fact is they're better. They're easier to digest. Kidney beans have like an issue with their husk that people are concerned about right now. Black beans and Great Northern wheat beans are the ones to do. You notice I'm done chopping on the chopping block, so I'm not contaminating the chopping block with the cans that I'm using here. Now, oftentimes there's some really crappy oil at the top. Yeah, you don't want that. You can put that in a compost heap. So, just pour the top off. And, of course, you could use an electric can opener if you want, but I kind of like the exercise. My hand likes the exercise. Very sharp. You don't want to get that anywhere near your hand. And just top it off. You don't want that crap at the top. Thank you. All right. We are going to go ahead and mix again, and this time stir a little bit and press and break that chorizo up. Now, this is true if you're using hamburger, too. A lot of people will cook with regular hamburger. Kind of press it in, and it'll start blending with the carrots at that point. We're basically making the meat dish the back with the jalapenos and other ingredients at the bottom. Now, if you're really extravagant and want to try something new, put some lemon or lime zest in it. I don't have that right now, but if you really want to change the flavor of your chili, lemon or lime zest is a really interesting way to go. I go lemon personally, but hey, I'm not going to do that today. I'm making a very traditional chili. Okay, we're getting a cook in the ricer here. We're doing pretty well. It's starting to balloon out. This is cooking on level 6 too. Okay, I'm going to throw the beans in on top of the, once your vegetables are glazed halfway, you can throw your beans in on top of the big dish. Throw the beans in over there. Okay, we're just getting started over there. Grab a little of the bottom. The bottom actually has more nutrition. Okay. Good. Okay, the tomatoes. I've got this really good can of organic tomatoes. It's actually a glass bottle of tomatoes. But if you have Hunt's tomatoes or anything like that, you get at the at your store, you can get a can of tomatoes this big for $1. I've seen them. But they're not organic. That's the problem. And they're a lot easier to open. All right, so we're going to take and pour half of the can in one and half in the can in the other, just to get the sauce going here. Nice. And you can always add a little bit of water to it and shake it up, put the tap back on, and give it a shake. All right, and throw that right in on top of one or the other. And you know, there's so much in there, it's so thick and so good, I'm going to get it one more time. I don't want to lose any of that tasty juice. Tomato juice is really good for you. All right. Now, anything with tomatoes in it, you want to put in with your meat right now. So we're going to put the organic Hunt Petites diced tomatoes in with the meat. Okay. And I'm going to kind of maneuver it around, kind of nesting it in around the onions, carrots, celery, sausage, chorizo, and I'm going to top that off with about a teaspoon of garlic as well. Just for flavor, not too much, but good garlic. Okay, everything's all cooking very hard at level 6, which is medium-high. Now, this is a product I picked up for 25 cents a bottle, and it's really good. It's chimichurri. So it's an amazing mix of basil and countless other things that are all put together. There's garlic, parsley, non-GMO soybeans, oil, vinegar, salt, crushed red pepper, spices. If you don't know what chimichurri is, it's the best stuff around for flavoring. So I'm going to throw this in 1 tablespoon in both units. 1 tablespoon for flavor. Okay, we're good. Both of them are cooking at a full speed. We'll top everything off with a little Italian seasoning. Okay. Now is when you want to add your chili powder. So I'm going to add chili powder straight from a container here. Well, actually, I'm not going to open this one. I'm just going to go ahead and open my Cajun chili powder. That's already open. So I'm sure if you have some chili powder, go for it. Onion powder is good too. Okay. Perfect. Okay, give everything a stir at this point. Good. So I'm cooking 2 big batches basically because I have a lot of food here. I'm going to add the rest of that tomato sauce to this dish here, the meat dish. And anything else, whenever you have stuff in the cans, you can go can to can like this. Getting all the residue out of the can. Okay. Throw that in this dish. Give it a stir. If there's a little burn at the bottom, don't worry about it. Just mix it right in. It adds to the flavor of your meal. But make sure it's not burning excessively. Make sure you're stirring your chili quite a bit too. Always keep stirring it. All right. Yeah, I don't do no, that's not nice. Okay, as you know, this is a very aggressive way of cooking. And most people don't like the fact that I cook large meals. They want me to make one meal for $1. And I'd be I would be wasting my time because I like making things in advance. And you can actually take the rice and cover it with chili and put it in the freezer. And that makes a lunch. It's not bad. You can put rice on one side, chili on the other, Or you'd put rice and then chili on top. It works great. Yeah, things are going great. No problem. Yeah, I've got a little extra sauce, but I don't know if I'm going to use it because there's a lot of chili here. Okay, I'm ready to mix both containers. I'm going to put both containers together now in the big round dish, and I'll see where I'm at in terms of room. I think I'm almost maxed out. Okay, the meat is going in with the peppers. Good. Get everything on the bottom. And turn off that one burner that's at level 6, and then just leave this one at level 3, dropping it to level 3. Giving it a good mix. Looking good. Everything's together now. The beans are in with the, all the dish is completely prepared with the beans and the meat all mixed together and melding. So much so I don't even need that extra can of tomato sauce. So that'll go back in my survival kit for my next endeavor. And I want to recommend the people who are buying canned food like Del Monte can now find it in non-GMO cans. There are non-GMO cans of Del Monte out there. So it's a lot of companies are doing this. Pasta companies are selling, they say non-GMO on them when you check for that. Otherwise, you don't know what kind of pasta you're getting. A lot of the genetically modified wheat is not good for you. So we are down to level 3 there. The ricer's finishing off on its own. We're almost done. Isn't this amazing? I'm going to top it off with cheddar cheese. So I happen to have some cheddar cheese I picked up. I had a sale on cheddar cheese. I got 2 pounds of sliced cheddar cheese for $4. So I'm going to go with sharp cheddar cheese on top. And the reason why it was on sale is it has a little glaze to the top. It's, you know, it's ready to, it's almost expired. It's not molded though. So this is a really, you know, I consider that a good deal. I'm going to take 2 nice big pieces of cheese and just set it right on top of the dish, and then turn it down to a simmer when you feel it's cooked long enough and it's not sticking in the bottom. But don't put the cheese in until you're done, you know, with all of your dish. I'm just making sure it's not sticking, so don't do as I do, do as I say. There we go. All right. Perfect. Very nice. Well, that worked out really well. I'm going to show you the finished product in just a second. I'm going to get this container for my rice. Make sure I've got a nice clean board here to work with. Wow. Always put water in your pan after you use it. Otherwise, it'll completely dry out and you'll be looking at a disaster. So we saved a couple cans we didn't need, which is good. So you can do this for less than $10, but 10 was the maximum amount you could. I mean, I kind of threw this in. If you throw filet mignon in your beef chili, you're looking at $20 for 10 meals. Any fine cut of meat, and you want to cook that on a good amount of oil and onion, and make sure it's glazed and browned. But don't overcook it because it's going to cook into the other chilies. All right. You know, it's kind of a secret to do a chili with cayenne and cumin. You want to use cayenne very sparingly, and I didn't even use it because I knew it was a little bit too hot as it is. I put some Cajun seasoning, which had cayenne in it. But this is a product that's called cumin, and it is supposedly good for your memory. It's supposedly good for your memory. They say that they're finding in experimental studies that cumin, it actually helps people who are suffering from Alzheimer's. You remember what I'm talking about? You don't remember? You remember when you were at the Alzheimer's clinic today? The nurse said you looked so nice? You don't remember that, do you? Okay. Well, cumin is not that much spice. Cayenne will destroy Uranus and Neptune and Pluto and all the other planets. But cumin you want to put in at the end. And just let it sit when you're simmering. You're not going to benefit from having the cumin in at the early part of your meal. It usually cooks down in flavor and loses its medicinal qualities. All right, I put the cayenne and that away. Pepper is something I don't use a lot of, but I do consider pepper in my meal. If you have nothing else for spice, grab some black pepper and put it on top of your meal. It'll add flavor to your meal. Yeah. And you shouldn't need added salt for this meal. It should have plenty of salt in the tomato sauces that you got. All right, we're almost there. The rice is taking a little longer than I projected, unfortunately. I'm going to start putting some things away here. All right. Hey, great. I'm glad I was able to cook today. This is awesome. Okay. Gives me a chance to clean up now, too. Yeah, one of the problems with cooking is cleaning up. And, you know, no one likes to have a big meal and then wake up, or actually, yeah, wake up from your slumber and walk into a kitchen that's completely messed up and destroyed. And I'm sure your mother has been dealing with that all her life. She's been cooking for you. And you're going, thanks, Mom, for dinner. Oh, yeah, it was great. Meanwhile, she's slaving in the kitchen and no one's cleaning up. And she has to go back in there and clean up. Yeah, that's not easy being your mother, you know. Hey, we lost connection. We're back up and running. Okay, everybody, I'm going to check out of here ahead of time. The nice thing is the ricer is literally kicks off on its own. And when it does, it turns to a warm setting, and I'll come in a little bit later and flip it into that container that I have on the stove right here. So basically the rice, which is still cooking, and when it hits a warm button, will go off, will go right into here, and I'll cover that with a plate. Meanwhile, the chili is done, and it is looking good. Look at that. Now, one of the things you can do with chili is you can add a little bit more cheese at the table, like cheddar cheese grated on top, and diced onions or scallions or chives is a way to prepare it. So put a little onion on top, put a little bit of cheddar cheese, and you've got an absolutely delectable dinner for everybody. Okay, I'm going to be checking out of here and going into the show now. I'll be back in about 30 seconds. So restart and reboot the show. This will be uploaded to YouTube tonight at around 2:30 in the morning. Thank you for watching David's Kitchen.